We're going to start the reorganization meeting.
Okay.
The statement of compliance.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
There he is. Now we're going to start. Well,
So sorry.
that's okay. Since it's reorganization, I'll start it anyway. You have a seat.
I have a seat.
The meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting is provided to Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and the Highland Park Planet on the 10th of March 2026, and it's posted in the borough website at www.hpborough.com and on the bulletin board at the borough 221 South 5th Street, Highland Park, New Jersey, and has remained continuously posted in accordance with law. The fire exits are to the left and the right of council chambers. Please speak into the microphones. Now, in terms of the reorganization, we've done the compliance statement. Maureen, if you'll be kind enough to do the follow. The mics are working, by the way.
Mr. Dickerson. Mr. Fetcher.
Present.
Mr. Pheasant.
Present.
Mr. Hofer.
Present.
Mr. Holzapfel.
Present.
Ms. Corbin. Here. Ms. Leslie.
Here.
Mr. Rothberg. Mr. Vining.
Present.
Ms. Walsh.
Present.
Mr. Winfrey.
Present.
Mr. Thomas.
Here.
Mr. Cosenza.
Here.
Mr. Robinson.
Here.
Councilman Hale.
All right, I think they were done, right? We're set. The first order of business for the reorganization meeting of 2026 of the zoning board of adjustment for the borough, excuse me, of Highland Park is the appointment of a chair. Do we have a nomination for that position?
Let's nominate Wolfram.
Okay. Is there a second to that nomination?
I second.
There are a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the nominations are closed. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Fetcher.
Yes.
Mr. Pheasant.
Yes.
Mr. Holzapfel.
Yes.
Ms. Corbin.
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey.
Yes.
Ms. Walsh.
Yes.
Ms. Leslie.
Yes.
Mr. Vining.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the meeting is yours.
Thank you. And thank you so much for your confidence and your vote. And I will promise I will be better next time, not coming at the last minute. One of those days at work that are different. Let's put it that way.
We all have.
So the next officer to be elected would be a vice chairperson. Do you have any nominations for that?
I nominate Ms. Corbin.
Is there a second?
I'll second that nomination.
Is there any other nomination?
Hearing none, the nominations are closed. Roll call.
Mr. Fetcher.
Yes.
Mr. Pheasant.
Yes.
Mr. Holzapfel.
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey.
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Ms. Walsh.
Yes.
Ms. Leslie.
Yes.
Mr. Vining.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for serving. So the next officer to be selected will be the secretary.
And this will be the board secretary, meaning that it's a board member. You have chosen, and that's perfectly okay, to end up having a board person as the secretary. And then you will find later on, excuse me, you'll have the recording secretary. That'll be a separate position. So it's, Maureen, could you just tell us who the last board secretary was?
Stan Pheasant.
Just so that everybody knows.
So I would call for nominations.
I nominate Stan Pheasant.
Anybody seconds?
I'll second.
Thank you. Do I hear any other nominations? Then the roll call, please.
Mr. Fetcher.
Yes.
Mr. Holzapfel.
Yes.
Ms. Corbin.
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey.
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Ms. Walsh.
Yes.
Ms. Leslie.
Yes.
Mr. Vining.
Yes.
Great, thank you all. So then, the next on our list is the appointment of professionals and staff. And so we don't have any nominations, we just.
I guess, I don't know what to tell you.
Do we have any other lawyer in the room who would feel delighted to serve us?
If you can, Mr. Chairman, if you choose to do it individually, or if you would like, and if the board is in concurrence, you can do the attorney, the planner, and the engineer together, but that's up to the board.
Anybody agrees with that procedure? Because we basically know the people.
What's the board coordinator?
That's
We'll get there. No, that's a secret. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Didn't you just say?
So are these the
attorney,
professionals? In other words?
Planner and engineer for this?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's do
You
that.
could do it if you choose. You could do them individually if you choose. It's up to you. It's your vote. I'm just making a suggestion if you want.
So then, because there's a secret at the end, so let's do one by one and it doesn't take too long. So let's
Okay,
do
that's
that. Let's do that. So for the attorney, would we stay with our current attorney? Anybody?
I think so.
You think so? Actually, roll call, please.
No, you need a second.
Oh, need a second. I second.
There we go.
Oh, wait.
That's a rousing vote of confidence, I guess so. But I'll take it.
Mr. Factor,
Yes.
Mr. Pheasant,
Yes.
Mr. Halsapple,
Yes.
Ms. Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Yes.
Ms. Leslie,
Yes.
Mr. Viney.
Thank you all.
Thank you. So then I would nominate, do we have a nomination for Chris Cosenza to continue as our planner?
I'll second that.
Nobody yet. I asked for nomination.
Oh, I'll nominate.
You nominate.
I'll second it.
It's 10 seconds. Great. Roll call, please.
Mr. Factor,
Yes.
Mr. Pheasant,
Yes.
Ms. Halsapple, Mr.
Yes.
Halsapple, Ms. Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Yes.
Ms. Leslie,
Yes.
Mr. Viney.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Thank you. And looking forward to the ongoing good collaboration.
We'll have some activity, I promise.
Okay.
Good, good.
So as there is if I may say, a new face as an engineer, maybe you could, if you would like to introduce yourself a little bit before we appoint you as our engineer.
My name is Eric Robinson. I work for CME Associates. I worked closely with Bruce for the past 20 some odd years. He recently retired, so I will be taking over his position. Been a licensed engineer since 2004, so I'm familiar with Highland Park and procedures. And again, I've worked with Bruce over the period before his retirement.
Do we hear a nomination?
Do we ask questions?
Oh, please, yes. Any questions?
Can you tell us what other towns that you work for?
Roselle, the borough, the city of Roselle up in Union City, Union County is where I've primarily done a lot of my board work.
Eric has been approved and nominated and approved for the planning board engineer.
Correct.
Which is a continuation that they felt was appropriate to stick with CME. And he's also indicated that although Bruce is retired, he's not dead. And therefore, there will be an opportunity
I do.
Interact.
Correct, stay in contact with Bruce, and if I have any questions, he is available where I can reach out to him.
Any other questions?
CME is, I'm sorry,
We are CME is an consulting and municipal engineers.
So
who
it must be an acronym.
Yes, it's an acronym, correct. It's CME Associates.
that's the name of the
Capital C,
engineering
capital
firm.
A.
There's no C. C doesn't mean like consolidated.
I have no idea. You have
It
to
is
ask him.
consulting.
Oh,
So
okay.
CME is consulting and municipal engineers.
Okay.
It's a little confusing. You probably see CME after my name.
Yes.
That's certified municipal engineer.
Okay.
So I have that certification as well, but I work for CME Associates, so sometimes it does get a little confusing on the certification and the name of my company.
And you're like one of these really large engineering firms. Oh, pretty big.
We've been around for a while.
You've
yes.
been a while
Yes,
and serving many municipalities.
correct.
Any other question? Great. So do I hear a nomination?
I'll nominate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Factor,
Yes.
Mr. Pheasant,
Yes.
Mr. Holzapfel,
Yes.
Ms. Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Yes.
Ms. Leslie,
Yes.
Mr. Vining.
Yes. Thank you all for your support.
And thank you. We're looking forward to working with you.
Yes.
So the recording secretary, and I guess that's you,
That's
correct.
Let's hear it. No, I'm kidding.
right? So do you have a nomination?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can we have a secretary and a recording secretary? What are the
Yes,
differences in?
You can, and this board has, and has done it regularly for a long period of time. It is just a choice. It is not something that is required. Some boards only have a secretary that is like Maureen and will do all the work of a secretary. With all due respect, Mr. President is the board secretary. I'm not going to say he's not doing any work, but he's not going to be doing the minutes. He's not going to be organizing. He's not going to be contacting you. He's not going to be doing the work of a traditional board secretary. That's going to be what Maureen will do. So that it's just it's a function that some towns choose to do it that way and some don't. There's nothing magic one way or the other.
And if we look at our bylaws in a way,
Mhm.
then we may decide to change it.
Yes, you may.
If we may, let's put that.
Not gonna be on the agenda next meeting,
Um,
I assume.
Actually, it will be on the agenda later today, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be having some discussion about it.
Yeah.
Very limited discussion.
So do I hear nomination?
I nominated.
Maureen.
She swore me in as, I nominate Maureen. She
All right,
swore me
second.
in very well for another assignment I have. She's up to the job. Up to the job, I say.
Okay. And second?
I'll second.
Thank you. May I have the roll call, please?
Mr. Fector,
Yes.
Mr. Pheasant,
Yes.
Mr. Holzapfel,
Yes.
Ms. Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Yes.
Ms. Leslie,
Yes.
Mr. Vining.
Yes.
Now, I only kid that you didn't, it was a secret about the coordinator. The fact of the matter is that the coordinator is Jen. Jen has been, for a considerable period of time, while I was here, the board secretary for both the planning and the zoning board. So she's totally familiar. And you know, she has then moved on to be, I believe it's actually, she's the town borough clerk. Am I correct about that? Yeah. So she is now assisting, if you will, as a board coordinator. And so Maureen and her will work together. And that's really what this is all about.
And she's done a great job.
And she's done a great
Say
job as the board secretary and as the board coordinator.
that. So then I would like to nominate Jan as board coordinator.
I'll second.
May I hear the roll call, please?
Mr. Fector,
Yes.
Mr. Pheasant,
Yes.
Mr. Holzapfel,
Yes.
Ms. Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Yes.
Ms. Leslie,
Yes.
Mr. Vining.
Yes.
So thank you all, and thank you for all this voting marathon, but I believe that's part of what we do. Our next agenda item is setting the meeting dates. With us. Yes, and we all have the meeting dates in front of us. Do we need to read them or?
No, no. And you can, at the same time, if you choose, designate the official papers. Now, there's been a change in the law. It is now all towns are authorized to end up having notices on their website. 99% sure that Highland Park has done that. There is a requirement to end up notifying certain newspapers, the official newspapers. There have been questions about do we really need an official newspaper. If we're going to do it on the website, the answer is yes, because you do need to notify somebody. So I think that it is appropriate to do that. There is also a requirement, which just for completeness, there is a requirement that the notice will go to the Secretary, the New Jersey Secretary of State. It's my understanding that they actually did set up the website within the time period provided, which was, I believe I'm right, March 1st. So those notices go to the website. When I say notices, I'm talking about notices for applications and the like. They now go to the website. They will then go to the Secretary of State's office for a statewide coordination. And then twice a month, they are required to go to the newspaper. So, but you still need to have the newspaper for that purpose.
Okay, great. So we will set the meeting dates are in front of you. Do we have to vote on them or?
You do.
We do. Keep on
But the
going.
good news is you can do this by way of a voice vote. So if there's a motion and a second, then it can be all in favor. and
Okay.
You're done.
So do we have a motion for setting the meeting dates?
And the newspapers.
Yeah, for meeting dates and the newspapers, correct, I'm sorry. Do we have a motion?
Thank you.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. So all in favor? Aye.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you.
If I can, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, there is some, and I'm going to make it very brief. The planning board back in 2025, I believe, as the official called for. But I know in 25, there was a modification to the minutes in terms of how the public is able to participate, given the fact that we now have these meetings. I guess the terminology is broadcast, I assume, and as you can see, we have a TV and people can, if they choose, watch. And the question becomes, well, how do they then participate? And the planning board looked at that and discussed it, and then modified their minutes to reflect what they felt was appropriate, which is in effect saying that if you have an application that comes before the board, the applicants are required to be here, and that, excuse me, and that if you have an interest in that and you want to make a comment or present testimony or ask questions, you need to be here. If in fact it is a non-application matter, then you have the right to ask questions through the technology. And I'll leave it at that because I'm not a technology person. So that's what they've modified, and they felt that that was an appropriate methodology. There's a couple of other small modifications. What I'm going to be suggesting to you is that your minutes, in my opinion, don't necessarily reflect that. And I think, once again, Maureen's done a great job. She has provided to you both the minutes for the planning board and your minutes. Your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to review those minutes. You can particularly focusing on the public, in particular, how that's different. If you want to keep your minutes, that's fine, that's up to you. But I'm just suggesting that there is now the technology, and it does sort of outline how members of the public interact with you and the applicant during that process. So since you've only received it today, and I'm sure that unless you're an incredibly fast speed reader, you haven't had a chance to do it. So why don't we just carry that matter, Mr. Chairman, until the April meeting, and then at the end of the meeting, maybe, because I think we're going to have an application, so the board can discuss it, decide what they want to do.
Just to clarify this, we're talking about the rules and regulations of the zoning board.
Yes.
Is that the
If
same?
if I said the minutes, unfortunately, I keep on getting them. I don't know why I keep on.
Okay,
the
just
word
fine.
minutes, but I
Thank
don't
you.
mean that. I mean the rules.
Okay,
Well, from Roger,
Yes.
please speak up and speak closer to the microphone.
okay, so
Oh, you
I'm,
couldn't hear me? No, oh, sorry.
okay, so my clarification question was that we talk about the rules and regulations that are in front of us, not minutes. Because I was confused, so now we are clear as the rules and regulations. What I have in front of me is the zoning board rules and regulations in the last adoption of January 27, 2025. But you are saying that we
You should also have a copy of the planning board rules that were adopted. Actually, they were changed in 2025, but they were adopted again this year.
don't see that in front of me.
Hold on.
We have them.
Do you have them?
I have them.
Status form.
Dylan and Dolan is the cover sheet.
Oh, that's the cover sheet. Okay, I got it. That's true. Now I see.
It says planning and zoning.
Yes.
No.
No, it says, it's your comment to the, oh, no, oh, I got it. This-
My cover letter talks about the planning and zoning,
Yeah.
board,
Okay.
but the minutes are the planning board's rules. Keep on saying minutes, I apologize. You have in front of you the rules for the planning board and the rules for the zoning board. They are different.
Has there been any comparison to identify notable differences?
I think if, my letter, you know what, the letter does not specifically indicate those paragraphs, but I'll be happy to highlight. I'll send one to Jen, she'll send it out, or to Maureen, and she'll send it out to all of you, so that rather than going through whatever it is, 20 pages worth of stuff, I'll be happy to highlight where I think the changes are.
I think that would be very helpful
That's fine with me.
to identify the notable differences where you want to consider
Happy to do that.
harmonization.
Good point. Thank you for bringing it up. Thank you.
Thank you. So we will expect them like a week before the next
At
meeting.
least, if not before.
Well, the next meeting would be April 27th, so a week before that. We'll have that and have a look at it and then have a discussion at the meeting if you agree with that
Right.
or not.
Well, I think what will happen, I hope, is that what you'll do is decide whether or not you wish to adopt the planning board version. If you don't, I think you should then adopt the ones that you have, unless you decide you want to end up modifying yours in a different way than the planning board, and then we can talk about that as well.
Thank you. So we will not adopt the rules of order yet. We will do that at the next meeting. Just for the record. Thank you. So now we have the next item is to approval of the minutes of our last meeting, which have been substantial. And it has been a substantial meeting. So does anybody has a question or a concern about the minutes as they were presented? You all received them, right?
Yes. And you are thorough.
Yes. If, yes, okay, so then, any question for the minutes? And they were thorough and they kind of made me recap the meeting pretty well. Kind of could imagine what happened. And they're from my point of view, they truly reflect what happened. And so I would like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Right. Second, do you have a comment?
I have a question, man. So these minutes, legally, like if there's some kind of action taken later by someone, is it based on the recording, the actual physical recording, or the minutes? Like
Recording. In other words, I happen to be in a hearing today with another municipality that I represent, which is called a suit in lieu of private writs. It's just a fancy way of saying the developer did not feel as though the board acted properly, and therefore they filed a suit against the board. And what ends up happening is that the applicant then must provide to the court all of the information that's part of the record. The record would include the exhibits, the application, reports of your consultants, the reports of their consultants, everything that's in the record, including not the minutes, but rather a transcript of the actual hearing. So that if it's a lot of times you will find that if it's a long, complicated application, the applicant will anticipate that they're going to need a transcript, and they'll hire and bring a court reporter to the meeting. This particular applicant chose not to do that, and they then got the transcript by having a transcriber come in and listen to the minutes and make a transcription. The court even commented today that that's not exactly the best procedure, because there were a lot of what are described as indecipherables, because you couldn't hear it. So anyway, that's just an aside, but nonetheless, it is not the minutes that are reflective of what took place. It's actually the transcript that has to go to the court if it has, if it does in fact go to court.
yeah, because when I was going through it, I was worried about the stakes, how high the stakes were, but.
Well, again, as I said, I do think that Maureen did a great job in terms of the minutes. They are very, very thorough, more so than normal. And I think she did that on the basis that this is a somewhat complicated and contentious application. I say that just generically. So that's why the minutes are what they are. But if it did go to court, the minutes will not be part of that record. The transcript will be part of the record. So that's a verbatim transcript.
Is that the video tape that we made for this? Because there's a Zoom
There,
component, or is that some other transcript?
There has not been as of yet, the requirement for a video. It is just simply a transcript.
So where is that happening? We're recording
Yeah.
this? Okay,
Yeah, so there's a recording done right there
on that computer.
on that, yeah.
Okay, so then I'm wondering then why we are really having these very bifurcated minutes versus transcript, because I know I do the recording in other organizations I'm part of, and I use Gemini on Zoom, and it makes a beautiful first draft
Well,
of everything we said, which could be, used
I have
as a
concern
legal
with that.
document, and then I modify the emphasis on it.
I have a problem with frankly, I have a problem with AI, but that is number one. Number two, if you're going to say that it is a first draft, sure, that's fine with me.
It is.
As long as a human being,
Yes.
in this case, it's Maureen, ends up reviewing it, modifying it in accordance with her own notes and minutes, so that it's an accurate
Right,
transcription.
it's just that it helps you.
Yeah,
It creates a
that's
first
fine.
draft that's very useful.
That's fine. But as long as it's just understood that it's a first draft, because it's been my experience that right now, I hate to say it, my concern is that AI is going to replace all of us. But until it does, it's
That's
still.
what you don't know it that well, it's not gonna do that.
Well,
It's
I
much
don't,
more
I don't
A
want to
than
say that, I
I.
don't want to say that Arnold was right the first time around, but the concern.
So, and I want to say that the the minutes standard you provided were, if at any point this application would go forward, which we don't know yet, I believe, it will be extraordinarily helpful if that comes in front of us, our board again, then in preparation of the meeting to go to those minutes again, because they were so thorough, and I could imagine a number of these questions that neighbors had, and all of this was well recorded, and that will help us in case this comes back to be ready for that.
And I do think, if I can, I do think these particular minutes are detailed. And I think in this case, it is important for those details to occur. Not that it's a transcript, but it's important because it's been a long time since we've had the last hearing, which is September. So, and I think Chris, I wish I could say it myself, but Chris came up with a very good point, and that is, I will be in touch tomorrow with the other attorney, because any member of the public who wants to be tracking this should, I think, in fairness, get due notice. Now, whether or not they're planning on it or not, I don't care. But I do think, given the fact that this is, I'll be honest with you, I didn't remember it was that long ago. And so now that I see the minutes and realize that it's been all that long, I do think it's appropriate that the applicant renotice to let everybody know. You'll know, but the public will probably lose track.
Very good point. Thank you. Is there any public comment?
No, you don't need to have public comment on the minutes.
Well, from I have a question.
We haven't approved them yet.
Oh, you haven't?
We have not, but yes.
I remember some years ago, we voted for, to create an advisory board for people who are considering an application that would be reviewed by, I think it was 2 members of the planning board and 2 members of the zoning board. I forget what we call it. We called it, other than the Star Chamber.
I believe that was called the Rehabilitation and Redevelopment Screening Committee.
Can you tell me, does it still exist and has it met?
Correct. I believe it still exists, Chris. What do you know?
It still exists, but Terry and I have thought about reconstituting that as more of a technical review committee.
Right.
It's still undergoing internal discussions.
So no, it doesn't exist?
It does exist, but we have not met.
And who are the members?
If I recall correctly, it's in the ordinance as the membership. There's 2 members of the planning board, 2 members of the zoning board, and at least 3 or 4 other members, including the planner, engineer, and administrator.
But they haven't been named, it's just in theory it exists.
They have not been.
Yeah, so there's no real group, it could exist, it could manifest, but it hasn't.
Correct.
Did it ever meet?
I believe we met a couple times.
Years ago.
31 River Road.
Yes.
And a couple other
I think
applications.
that was a screening committee for the Walton Street project.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, and I think we were on it. As at least I see like in front of me that I am on it, and it has been forever since we met. And the good and your question is,
I was just wondering if it had been meeting and that's why
Okay.
we have so few meetings.
no, that's not the case. That's not the case. So the reason for not having more meeting or more cases in front of us is not that the screening board would have kind of prevented or like would have directed things.
We're conflating development applications that ultimately go to the planning board
Yes.
versus zoning board applications, which can't hear a redevelopment application.
Yeah.
So if the redevelopment or rehab and redevelopment screening committee were to review an application, it more than likely would never ever go to zoning board. Anyway. I think it's a different issue regarding the lack of activity. So if that's what the question is.
Thank you. One more question, I guess. I was unable to go to the Bucks Woods meeting. Is there a brief recap you could share with us? What that was all about?
Not really prepared. It's on the borough website. So we met, I think it was 2 or 3 Wednesdays ago to talk about the next phase of the project. Basically, the understanding is that there is an approval for a 75-unit building based on the 2019 zoning amendment to create overlay zone. And now as a result of litigation to create zoning for the project to allow for the project to be possible. Partly because of the litigation, because of the borough being named liable for the dumping on the property. And also as part of the third round settlement, the fair share is to provide zoning for a 75-unit project. Since then, there's been ongoing litigation settlement talks to the point where now we are looking at a situation where instead of the borough being liable for a $5+ million cleanup costs, that would go away in exchange for a 148-unit project, but with a series of community benefits that was not possible on a 75-unit project. That would include a new road connecting South 5th to South 7th, a second means of access. That was actually a point that was made at the zoning planning board meeting some 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
75 units of one entry to the building. Now there would be 2 points of access, as well as a trail to connect from Mansfield all the way to Meadows Trail, and improved landscaping, same building design, same height, same architecture. It's just the buildings divvied up in different parts, just to squeeze it for you.
So it's the same building design, but it's going to 148 units, so I guess there are less bedrooms per unit.
Correct.
All right, but that's not an issue of us, right?
Planning board. Actually, it's really with the redevelopment entity.
Okay.
Because as part of the settlement process, we'll be starting a 3-phase effort. The first phase would be to study and then designate the property as an area need, do a redevelopment plan, and then name the Buckwoods development team as redeveloper, enter into a redevelopment agreement and a financial agreement. So that's a whole series of steps. Eventually go back to the planning board. For the
Thanks.
site plan application.
Thank you.
Thank you for providing that background. We still need to vote on our minutes.
I think you do.
I do.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, we do. So I'll make a second to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Sorry, motion, you second.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you.
You could do it on a voice vote if you choose. There's no
Yes.
reason not to.
All in favor? Aye.
Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Okay. So do you.
Okay.
According to this, you are not present.
I wasn't.
Okay.
My wife was.
An accountant.
So, then, now we would.
Can I ask a
also-
question?
Yes, please.
Back to the thing about the members of the public who wish to ask questions or provide comments or testimony. You know, that thing that you had mentioned earlier.
In the rules,
What's the rationale for that?
the rationale for the change by the planning board in the
Yes.
minutes, it was simply to try to clarify what was the appropriate procedure, because it was unclear from the way the minutes were set up under the new technology, given the fact that members of the public were going to be able to view it. Was it appropriate to end up having members of the public ask questions of the experts and then give sworn testimony as they are offered to do during the course of that? It was felt, and frankly, I agree, that procedure tends to be less than appropriate, because, you know, they're on the screen, and sometimes technology is not the best. So as a result, if you have an interest in an application that requires you to come, or that requires you to ask questions and then potentially give testimony either for or against, that interest should be enough to get you here. And I think that's not an unreasonable burden on a member of the public. Conversely, if there's a general matter in front of the board, like a master plan or something of that nature, then members of the public could end up asking questions through the internet or through cameras, etc. So that was really the difference, and there is a rational difference because when you end up having an application, you rely upon the record, and as we talked about earlier, if there's an appeal, that appeal goes to a judge, and you have to have a transcript to be able to, we don't, if they file a suit, they have to come up with a transcript. And to end up having that transcript with individuals who are not present, I think that can lead to problems. Maybe I'm just not a real strong believer in the efficacy of technology, but that's just who I am, and I think that the board tends to agree. And most of them are much more attuned to technology than I am. But I just think that it was a better approach to end up having people that have an interest. If they have that much of an interest, it's not that much of a burden to get here. And that was really fundamental.
And you will provide us before the next meeting a comparison between
Yes.
our current rules and the rules that are suggested, so we can think about that
Absolutely.
wording and make it clear. All right, thank you. So then I would ask if anybody of the public is here and would like to make a comment. I see none, so the public portion of the meeting is closed. Anything else you would like to discuss? If I hear none, then the meeting is adjourned at 8:10.
And I know that you had a motion to adjourn, and that was by Ms. Hogan and seconded by the chair.
Okay, sorry. I have to say, I'm still, thank you so much. So, okay.
No keys.
I'm still learning.
That's okay, you're doing a great job.
And even if I have been a member of the, so we are officially adjourned?
We're off.
You're off? Thank you, good day.
Can I leave?
And I've been like on the board for 20 years now, exactly.